Hello, everybody. Thanks for dropping by. I hope there's not too much glare coming in from these lamps I have. But what do we got? I don't know if I want to call this an unboxing because this is not a game that I just purchased. I actually got this a couple years ago, maybe 3 years ago. I don't even remember when I got it, but I've not played it. So why am I going to show this to you? Because I don't know. I think gamers sometimes will get games that looked really awesome on the shelf, and then you bring it home, and that thrill of seeing how other people play it, just like, wow, I can't wait to get my hands on that. And then you get it for yourself, and it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna keep it on the shelf because I don't see anybody I know playing this, and I just can't be bothered to learn it. And that's what happened here with Tide of Iron Next Wave. Oh my goodness, I wanted to love this game. I really did. But I haven't even played it. So I want to show you components and maybe share why I don't want to play it. And I'm hoping that some folks in the comments might point me to some resources. I'm pretty sure that if I was to check Board Game Geek, I'm guessing somebody made like a flatten the learning curve or something for this, because when I see people post it on Facebook, I'm like, yeah, that looks great. Now, I think maybe this was an omen. I went on vacation and I was with some friends and we went to a Sci-Fi City store and they had Shogun, well not Shogun, but it was like Samurai Battles by Zvezda. And I bought that because it's like a samurai miniatures game. And I was like, that looks so epic. And when I brought it home, it had everything except for the cards. Zvezda battle games are card driven. You use the cards to mark orders and things. And then it also came with a set of instructions for Commands and Colors variant, which looked fantastic too. But again, there was no cards. So the game was completely unplayable. I was on vacation, so I didn't have the time to like send an email and get replacement cards. So I took the game back to the store, exchanged it, and eventually this is the outcome. I traded this for this. Traded Samurai Battles for Tide of Iron. I'm thinking I wish the Samurai game had the cards. Well, anyway, so here's the other thing. This is the part that said maybe this was doomed. Since I got this on like the last day before our vacation, I really didn't get to learn it or play with it. So I was loading this into the car and somehow I dropped it and it fell on the ground and the box totally ripped like this. But on the other hand, all of the internal components are great. The game inside is still 100% intact. But I dropped and ruined the cover. Oops. Alright, so that's got some battle damage. Alright, so this comes with a lot of stuff. There is so much packed in here. I remember first seeing this game more than, say, 2 or 3 years ago. It was by Fantasy Flight Games, and it came in like a huge box. Like I have their Dust Tactics that is in this huge box. It's like 2 of these wide. You take this box and set one more next to it. It was like a really big box. But when this 1A company took over creating the game, they actually fit all the exact same components plus like a couple of updated items in a box half the size. So kudos to them for that. So first you have your introductory scenario packet. It says read first. This actually has 2 sample battles if I remember right. One is to kind of give you an introduction to infantry. So if you lay it out, then it's going to show like some playing pieces, how to lay it out. But let me tell you, I don't know what it is, but these rules make like no sense to me. Okay, this variant has some vehicles only. One of these sides was infantry. I think this might be the side. Yeah, so all infantry. So the concept, I mean, it's like really, really cool. You got, we'll pull plastic out in a second, but you got all these little guys that represent your squads. 1 squad, 2 squad, 3 squads. So this has 5 squads. You got your German squads. They got like a machine gun. And it's like the board game advanced squad leader is like the feel I was getting. So I was like, oh, this is awesome. It's like squad leader, but with miniatures. And it's okay from that respect. The miniatures aren't great. It's not like a miniature war game, right? This isn't like 15 millimeter Flames of War type of quality. This is something like Memoir or Axis and Allies. So they're not horrible, but you're not going to get a lot of super detail out of like Panthers and Tigers and things. They're just hunks of plastic. It's like, well, it's okay, but still the concept is you build your squad, and there's rules for, like here, you got to build them according to the scenario, but there are rules that you can custom build squads and have a system for that. But the rules are just, I don't know. It kind of makes sense on a read through, but it's just so dense. There's nothing that really screams I'm user friendly. And I've played a lot of games, but I just couldn't even get through reading the introductory scenario. It's just so dull. I know you're talking about rules. Eddie, rules are dull. But let me tell you, I'll just pick one. Columbia Games. They have a fantastic reading rule book because it's not heavy and thick on text. This is just, I don't know. It's just, it didn't sing to me. Let's put it that way. It didn't speak to me. So even though this is the introductory, it's only a few pages, it's just super dense, doesn't really walk me through hand in hand like I get with some other games. So I'll just say that there. For whatever reason, it just didn't stick to me. So you got this introductory scenario, you push some infantry around, then another one you push some tanks around. It's okay. It's okay. Here I just see I got some tile overlays. Great. Lay your maps out. You can put a stream, put some hills, put some forest. All right, so a little bit of customization there. That's fine. I get that in lots of games. That's good. Here we have player reference. I've got two of these, right? So usually play with two people. So here's a nice player reference. I don't know how much of this was not in the Fantasy Flight version, but I think the 1A folks had, I guess they put together some of this material. It's nice. Okay, you got your game round, a little flow chart on things to check for. Sounds good. Some fatigue units, special actions. So I guess like some card special item explanations. Here you got these little cool data cards. Everybody loves data cards. Everything you want to know for a vehicle is on a little data card. So it's got infantry, officer, machine gun. Perfect. And it's okay. Range and your firepower. Great. And it's depending on your type of target. It's soft or armored, you know? I mean, all of that's fine. So that's the thing. There's nothing in the game that says this is not fun or not good. It's just for some reason, when you actually sit down to start putting that all together, it just kind of loses something for me. All right, so I had 2 player aids. Great. Then you've got the rules of play. So this one says, read second. So first you read the introductory item, and then you've got this bad boy. Next Wave, the second edition of this game kind of ish. Welcome. Already kind of dense, but it's got nice layouts. Good, you know, here's where things should be, explanation and stuff. Maybe I should skip the introductory box and go right to the main rule book. Maybe that's what I got to do. See, here's your how to build a squad, how to put it together. Here's your markers. But, yeah, it's a lot of reading. Very dense. I know. Advanced Squad Leader is a binder with like 1,000 pages. I get it, okay? This is not Advanced Squad Leader in a board game. Like, I get that now, okay? And is this a lot of reading? I've looked at Squad Leader and Advanced Squad Leader, okay? I understand that's a lot of reading. But for a board game, maybe? I mean, this is a lot. Yeah, and it just goes on. And it goes on. So that's something going for it, right? Very thorough rules, winning the game. The rules of engagement. Yeah, so this is, I don't know, I think this is concepts of the game, setting up a component explanation. All right. And then we get right into, so again, maybe I should just skip to this book and try it. It's got some good pictorial examples of things, moving, hopping, determining line of sight we're talking about. Line of sight is blocked because you've got terrain on both sides of your line. So common to war games. That's blocking. Blocked on that side because of terrain, but not blocked on that side. Alright, yeah. So it's got your common war game tropes here. Line of sight here is blocked because you got blocking terrain here, exactly on either side of the line. This is blocked because it's got a little hill item. This tree blocks line of sight on the tree side, but not on the non-tree side, so you could be shooting there because it falls on a hex edge, can't shoot through a tree, and you can shoot just fine. So, like, I get it. There's a lot here that if you've played a war game, it's not new. I just don't know. It's just the way it was written. Maybe just the introductory rule kit they had there was just not written in a way that spoke to me. But, you know, maybe the full real rules would work better. But it's got close assault. Your tanks can take steps of damage. Where are we at? So far we're at 35 pages. And then your expansion symbols. Yeah, more Tide of Iron. If I could figure this out, I would like to get more. You can see they had Tide of Iron, what is that? Fury of the Bear, Designer Series, and Stalingrad by 1A. I would love to get Stalingrad. Maybe Fury of the Bear would be good too. But yeah, I think it's still available. But yeah, again, I don't know. I just couldn't get into it. And here you got Tools of War. I think this is scenarios. Alright, so this component listing. Maybe this is your example book. What does this say? Tide of Iron figures. Okay, more in depth on the components. It's just so much. All the unit modifiers. And you know, that's pretty neat too. So versus a counter where you could type print all the specific unit stuff, this has little attachable counters that you stick on the base, so you can say like medic or whatever. So that's pretty neat. You got some customization with your squads. We got different types of munitions. I mean, so there's a lot of detail here. I think that there's a lot of game. And now we're into scenarios. This is 6 boards. 9 boards. 9 boards. I didn't even count how many scenarios it is. Oh my gosh. How many is that? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 boards. Okay, you're taking up some room there. Get your big table out. 12. And then 4. Nice. Chain of command. Alrighty. And then back to 4. Alright, so there you go. You have a few. So there's some more components and scenarios. I got dice. Yeah, this is a dice checker, alright. You know, Tiger Tank. Fire 12 dice at your opponent. Oh great, Sherman Tank, you got 8 defense dice. Roll 8 defense dice. So thank you for including a bunch of dice. Now, I did not make a custom insert for this because, again, I'm not even sure if I've got the right counters with the right counters. This just has so many bits and pieces. And from what I've seen other people, I don't want to say complain about the game, but this, I mean, it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot of pieces. So here's a baggie with a bunch of stuff. Here's a baggie with some stuff. And I think that's something I didn't like in the introductory game. The introductory game mentions getting a few counters out to look at, but like, I don't know, I was confused on exactly which counters I needed in some cases. So here's some that say 1 and 5. What do we got? Oh, good. I love terrain tiles. So reminds me of like Memoir 44, but this is like Memoir 44 on steroids. So I've got more terrain tiles. And we have a bunch of cards. Okay, if you like cards. And here we go. More tokens. And I'm not sure, but tokens. Oh, here we go. Here are some more tokens. These look like the ones that Modify Squad like. It's got a bazooka or a flamethrower, or it's a squad, or it can fly because it's got eagle. Okay, so more tiles. Here's a turn track. Gotta have a turn track. I'm okay with that. I got lots of games with a separate cardboard turn track. All right, I got no problem with that. But it's the only game that I have that uses a rifle as your first player token. So this alone makes me want to learn the game. So we'll put that there. What else we got in here? All right, yeah, more tokens because I just need more. And I'm not sure, maybe those are, I don't know, someone can tell me. So there's tokens there. Oh, wait a minute. I got more tokens. I think these were the ones that tell you if something's like spent or has moved or something like that. Alright, so there's your tokens to mark who's been activated. Alright, oh, here's some more tokens. These are your special munition types. Okay, cool. Here is the time piece that goes on your turn track, so you know where you're at there. Okay, good, thank you. Here's some more. Here's some big numbers that are important to the game. And here were some more numbers and some soldiers on the back, because you need numbers and soldiers. Here, I guess you could put this on here, point towards north, and then this could be like your random, you know, where things land kind of a thing, you know. So north, roll your die, so like your deviation device, smoke drift maybe. Okay, then we had, here's some vehicle damage counters. Yeah, I kind of struggled with this one too because there's yellow, red, and then like half red, half yellow, which I think was like a mobility hit. I think it's just the way the rules described it when I first read it didn't quite make sense. But I guess they have like 3 damage states. So first there's your undamaged vehicle, then it goes to like yellow, and then that has a reduction in some dice that you roll, and then there's like red, which has even more, like fewer dice that you roll, and then there's like this combo half yellow, which is like it's a mobility kill but can still fight or something like that. So there was like a couple of different damage states for your vehicles, which is fine. That's good. I like granularity. I don't necessarily like just simply fully functional or totally destroyed. I do enjoy a little bit of granularity in damage. What else is there? Oh, okay. So I think that's all the counters. So we do actually have quite a few cardboard. Now with these tiles, I don't know how I feel about them. They are kind of small. They're very like narrow this way. And you got big hexes to accommodate. So in order to play like a big field, yeah, you're gonna have to lay out 12 of these. But they're a good thing. I mean, this is a good sturdy double-sided. I mean, kudos. They put together a really hefty map tile. But yeah, you gotta put a bunch of them together. And because of that, because they're small, it doesn't take much to knock these things out of alignment. So I would say, seriously, if you're going to play, maybe get some blue tack just to try and help keep them from moving around on your table. Just put a little blue tack on the backside, hold it to the table. Because I don't see people putting plexiglass on this or putting it in a poster frame because these, again, are very thick, heavy duty. But they move around real easy because they're so small. So yeah, find a way to secure those to your table. But this said, I thought it just said, oh, that's 2. What do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's 12. So that's a good selection of map boards. I'm good with that. All right, now you got the miniatures. Now this is just cool. I love the way they did this box. I love it because here you have a cardboard It's kind of folded, but all the miniatures store nicely in here. This is great. Whoever designed this box, I'd like to shake their hand, because this little cardboard box holds all the miniatures, and then when you got it all stored ready to put away, you just fold that down and the map tiles sit right here, and then all those counters fit over here. So I'm amazed. I don't know why the Fantasy Flight version needed to be a box twice this size, but the 1A guys, they hired a Tetris guru because it fits perfect. All right, let's take a look at some miniatures. Now again, these aren't terrible. Let me drink some Pepsi real quick here. It's not a plug. I wish I got paid for every product that I advertise, but I just really needed a drink. So you have here, I'm going to pull these out. There's Allied vehicles, and there's a half-track, your Sherman. There's also a supply truck, and I think these are the M10 Wolverines, I think M18 was like a Hellcat, but you got Wolverines. So there's like four vehicle types. Fantastic, and they all have stats. They all do different things. Then the German armor. You've got Tigers, Panzer IVs. There's some Stugs, and I think it's got some trucks too. Yeah, it's got a couple supply trucks. So again, oh, and some half tracks. So the Germans have a little more variety. Great. The barrels are bent because it's cheap plastic. I'm sure if you heat water, you can bend them and straighten them out. But there you go. That's fantastic. German vehicles, Allied vehicles. You get a pretty good selection. And then I have one baggie for the Americans. And I think it's just two colors, a light green, a dark green. So you have like two companies or something like that worth of troops. But you have these round bases. And then each individual soldier has a peg, and then as you take casualties, you just pop it off the base, and then there's a spot on the base where you put that one of those tokens that modifies if they have a flamethrower, a medic unit, or something like that. So I think this is fine, and I think one of the things that made people think about like Memoir, for example, Memoir 44, is the fact that there's 4 soldiers on a base, and then that's how like Memoir 44 works, is in 4 infantry. But the way they do vehicles in Memoir 44, it's like 3 vehicles, so it's almost like a platoon. But this is getting down to individual vehicles and more of a squad level. But there's your allies, and there's a lot of little people in here. I'd have to look at the component list, but I'd say there's a good 100 little infantry guys that you can make up. And then you have the Axis. And then they've also got 2 bases. Says I think you could make like two companies worth or something like that, 2 platoons. I'm not sure, but again, you probably got about 100 little infantry guys running around, and they represent from common infantry to some elite infantry for specialized forces. And I think they've also got some machine gun teams in here. They might have on the Americans too, but this gives you definitely, like I said, some ability to customize your unit a little bit. So, I mean, I'm looking at it. This has all the markings of what I think would be a really fun game. You know, once you get past the amount of setup you would have to do and past all the counters, like, don't let that intimidate you, and just read the rules. Maybe skip the introductory rules, but I think I'll give this a second chance. So this is my second chance video. So you got all your miniatures that fit inside this wonderfully designed box. Okay, so the miniatures sit right there. Your 12 tiles sit perfectly, and it lines up like perfectly the same size as this cardboard box. So now you've got a little bit of room for all your counters. Like I don't really need a custom insert unless I design something to hold all of these counters. But there's some vehicle damage counters, your numbered counters, the clock, can't you lose that. My first player rifle, you know, can't lose that. My deviation template, need that. Here are some, I really don't know. It's soldiers and numbers on another side. Good. Turn tracker, need that. My cards, can't forget my big stack of cards. that do random effects. The other one says fog. Okay, so cards, more tokens, the squad modifying counters, tokens, counters, whatever you want to call them. I'm not picky. More counters, more tokens. Okay, here's my train modifying ones. Good, right there. Okay, I'm trying to keep that all flush so the magazines fit. Rule books, I should say. Okay, that's good. Here's some more tokens. Okay, we're still flat in this spot. I think that's why I didn't do a custom foam. It all fits. Okay, this is the last bag of stuffs. My dice right here. Okay, look, and that's flush. Then I think a couple of these were just too big, but if I put that here and put that one there and put these here, relatively flush. Then you have the Tools of War. That's book 3. Rules of Play, read second. Your introductory, read first. And then your two player aids. And wow, there's still so much room left. Like I said, whoever packed this box was a genius. So that works out really, 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 really good. I guess that's so you have room to print out your additional how to play material and stick that in there. Oh, and because I ripped it, I mean, this comes off so nice and it goes on like a charm because all the air just right out that corner. Doesn't make a fart sound or anything. So other than the fact that everything fits in here so nice, I don't know. I'll give it a second chance. I'd like to figure out how to play this because I think they did a good job putting together this box. So I don't want to totally discount it and just say I'll never, ever, ever touch it. I bought it. I really want to give it a chance. So I'm going to hit Board Game Geek, but if anybody has some maybe simplified tutorials or something like that, I'll search YouTube. Maybe some other people have a how to play. I think there's a guy, come to think of it, there is a guy, I'm trying to think what he does. Boy, he does quite a few rules. He does little videos for them. I can't remember his name. I'm sure if someone leaves a comment, they might share. But there are some resources out there. I think I just have to get myself motivated. Anyway, that's Tide of Iron. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later.